Greetings, mighty companions.
Hello, friends and family. This is going to be called Take Two
Yes.
from last Sunday.
Yes.
Because we were in a storm cloud here, and the Wi-Fi was cutting in and out, in and out, in and out, and nothing went wrong. We had a beautiful evening with friends coming over to visit,
Yes.
and as usual, I love a life where everything is right, don't
Yes.
you?
I do. I'm telling you, it's so much more fun.
It is.
So much more fun.
Than always trying to find what's wrong with life.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to find what's wrong with life, when you're not seeing what's right, then try to just find what's right with life. And
Exactly.
you'll find it if
That's right.
that's what you're looking for.
You're looking for it.
And that's what the Course in Miracles teaches us, is when you're looking for something, seek and you'll find.
That's exactly
so if you're
right.
looking for life to be abundant and fun and wonderful, guess what? You find a life that's abundant, loving, and wonderful. But when you're looking for the opposite, you know, a life that's got drama in it, and problems and complaints,
Yeah. Looking for who's to blame.
looking for all of that, then it's by no surprise, just like an Easter egg hunt, that's what you're going to find. So it's all a matter of decision on what is it you're looking for, what do you want to find in life, because whatever it is you're looking to find, the Course in Miracles is telling us, congratulations, that's what you're gonna find.
That's right.
And when you know that, why wouldn't you look for what you want to experience?
Exactly. That's a great question. Well,
Yeah.
how about right now we look for what we want to experience?
Yes, we are. And
All right.
the weather is on our side.
Yes, we have this beautiful sunset lighting literally coming in upon us. It feels so good. We got a sunset light coming in. We got the beautiful fire behind us. I don't know what temperature it is where you're at, but on top of a mountaintop here in Evergreen, it's quite chilly after this massive storm that we had. It was so amazing.
Hey,
So-
Brett, good to see
Hey,
you
Brett,
here.
good to see
We
you.
got two different cameras
That's
going
right.
here, so if it looks like we're looking over that way, you'll know why.
That's right. And then we got Diana on this camera.
Hi, Diana.
It sounds wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Well, this session is Transforming Relationships Through A Course in Miracles, where we take the ideas from A Course in Miracles and we apply it to all of our relationships, and to allow a transformation to happen within all of our relationships, no exceptions.
And we say this all the time, but you don't have to be in a relationship with another.
A romantic relationship.
Yeah, like a romantic relationship to follow the principles of transforming relationships through A Course in Miracles. You can have a relationship with your boss at work. We have relationships with our neighbors, with the teller at the bank, with everything we're doing in life, we have relationships with. And A Course in Miracles is all about relationships.
Everything is relationships.
Yes.
Everything. Relationship with self, source, others. It's all relationships, you know, and how we relate to others determines the quality of our lives.
For Anna and I, when we first started out on this venture, we were thinking, well, this must be for relationships with each other. And then we realized, hey, these principles work so good in our relationship with each other. What happened if I applied these same principles to my relationship at my job and my relationship with me and my, you know, the last four numbers ending in my bank account? What if I started applying these principles to my relationship with my neighbors,
Your family.
to nature,
Yeah.
to the weather, to everything that I experience in my life? And what we've learned emphatically is that these principles work no matter what you're in harmony and relationship with. They work time in and time again.
That's right.
And that's why we do
That's why we do it. That's
Course
why.
in Miracles. I was reminded this morning as I was reading some post on Facebook that there was this controversy subject, debate you could call it a little bit, on teaching versus learning. And then finally this person typed in a quote from the courses that you learn what you teach. We're always learning, we're always teaching. So it's a big reason why we teach A Course in Miracles is because Anna and I want to learn it at a deeper level. We want to learn the principles of how to have miracles in our relationships in a deeper level, in a more meaningful way.
Yes, exactly.
So thank you for joining, and my beautiful, lovely wife
Aw, thanks, honey.
is going to lead us into an invitation to Holy Spirit leading the way for what we're going to read tonight.
Exactly, beautiful. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a breath, and we are just going to go within and connect with that divine right mind within us, within every one of us. We get quiet, we go within, we leave the world behind, we step out of time and into now, and we breathe in the rarefied air of the eternal present. And breathe it in. This is air that cleanses your mind and restores your soul. And as we tune our awareness to the present moment, let us tune our awareness to that presence that lives in the eternal now moment. Feeling for the spirit within you, opening your heart to it, opening your mind, feeling that eternal, unconditionally loving presence, that friend within you that knows you completely and loves you unconditionally and could never, would never abandon you, no way, no how, not even if you were ignoring it. So feel for that friend within, your divine intelligence within. And then let's speak to it and ask that it would speak to us. And so we say, Divine Right Mind, thank you for all your gifts and your love and your guidance and your help. Thank you for never abandoning me in my madness, even when I was ignoring you, Spirit. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your protection and your guidance. And Divine Right Mind within me, I ask you to decide for healing for me in this healing circle today. You know what I most need to hear. You know my calls for love. You know my calls for help. You know my strengths. You know my weaknesses. And also your will for me is only perfect happiness now. And so I'm asking you to decide for me where in A Course in Miracles that we go today, that I might hear the truth I need to hear in exactly the way I need to hear it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to that we say, Amen.
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 So we have our random number generator out. We put all of the text of the book in, and now we're going to push the randomizer. Why don't you do it?
The randomizer. I love it. Hi, Peter. Hi, Irene. Hi, Emmanuel. Lovely to see you. Lovely to feel your presence. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Chapter 17.
Wow.
Whoa, there's a lot of things about relationships in chapter 17.
We were just
Chapter
talking
17
about
is
relationships.
infamous in A Course in Miracles for the hardcore relationship sections.
Yeah.
So, how many sections?
You want to get down to the nitty gritty?
Yeah, you want to get down to the nitty gritty
on relationships
and hear what you never heard before, so that you can experience a peace you never had before. Chapter 17.
Because there's 9 sections in chapter 17, and the title to the whole chapter 17 is the holy relationship.
The holy relationship. And when you hear A Course in Miracles use the term holy, forget about everything you ever heard about what holy means, okay? You know, we heard holy, it was like, oh no, that means sacrifice and judgment. Mm-hmm. Holy means giving up everything that I love to do that makes me happy, so that I can be pure and known for God.
Holy means not to be myself.
That's right.
To be something, you know, like
I'm supposed to be something I'm supposed to be. Holy, that what we learned in the past was sacrifice. You know, you want to be holy, you better be sacrificing a lot better than you're sacrificing right now. You know, and Course in Miracles' definition of every single term you find in A Course in Miracles is the exact opposite definition of the definitions for these terms that we heard in the past.
I love how you point that out, because holy means complete.
Yes.
Not missing, not lacking.
Complete.
So what chapter 17 is talking about is having a relationship that's complete.
Yes.
Not lacking.
Not sacrificing
not missing anything.
Parts of yourself.
Could you imagine being in a relationship with somebody or something else and nothing is lacking? Being in a holy relationship with your job and nothing needs to be kinkered, changed, fixed. It is absolutely perfect the way it is, and if you could change it, you wouldn't want to.
And imagine being in a relationship where you don't have to sacrifice who you are and parts of yourself in order to be in that relationship. Imagine that, where you could be fully yourself and fully appreciated and fully valued, fully present, fully appreciated, where you don't have to be like, well, if I want to have this relationship, I have to give up that part of myself and that part of myself, and if I give up that part of myself, then they will have to give up that part of themselves. It's only fair. Relationships are based on compromise.
Bargains.
Exactly.
Negotiating.
And a holy relationship, according to A Course in Miracles, is a relationship where you can wholly be yourself and bring your whole self into that relationship and have it be appreciated and adored and welcomed and valued. So imagine that.
A holy relationship is really like a clothing optional relationship. I know you weren't expecting
No, I'm like, I wonder where he's going with this.
But in a clothing optional relationship, everybody is innocent. If you're walking around naked in the relationship, you're not fearful that the other person is going to make judgments and condemnation at you. And the person wearing clothes doesn't have to worry about the other person as well, giving them guilt and condemnation. That's a whole and complete holy relationship, where both sides of the relationship is honoring the other side of the relationship, not trying to get them to change, not trying to get them to fit into the square peg, the script, thank you, that's beautiful, that they want them to fit into. And that requires, for a lot of us, a lot of trust, because at the beginning of the relationship, it's very trying. It's like, well, I really want her to change just a little tiny way for me.
Or big ways.
It's not an or big way. And so at the beginning of the holy relationship, it's very challenging.
Exactly.
Because you learn that you're not trusting the other person, the job or the bank account. You've now moved your trust to where trust is belonging, which is to Creator. And with Creator, you're just trusting Creator that if anything needs to be changed, it will be changed.
Absolutely.
And you're putting now all your faith and trust in a different ballpark than the old school ballpark that you were playing around in before. Because the old playground was designed for you to get hurt. Because you're going to try to get them to change the way you want. And then they're going to, in some cases, do it for you. And then
For a minute.
You're going to learn that that's not what brought you peace, joy, and happiness.
Yes.
It was in trusting your source and your Creator. So we have
For your happiness.
nine sections in chapter 17.
Right.
And we're all ready for your finger again to do it. Magic.
Alrighty, Spirit. Enter my finger. Woo!
Number 6.
Okay.
Setting the goal.
Setting the goal. All right.
Okay,
Setting
so
the
if you're
goal.
in the annotated, I'm going to try to find it in the blue
It's
book.
in it's the same title in the blue book.
Is it?
Yep. It's the
Well,
same.
you would know.
I would know.
My baby would know.
I have read this just a few times over a few years.
When you've been reading the same book for over 35 years,
37.
then you know a thing or two about what it says.
Yes.
I love
That doesn't mean I have integrated it completely.
how Anna's father once said to her, about her reading it all the time. Don't you know how that book ends?
He said, don't you know how that book ends?
And she asked him, because he reads the Torah.
Every week. Every week.
Yeah, and has read his whole life, the Torah. And she said, well, don't you know how that ends too?
Don't you know how the Torah ends?
And that ended that conversation.
And that was the end of that conversation. I think he said, touche. Oh, it's such a miracle when I would get a good one in on my attorney father. And I'd be like, yes. Oh, yes, look, I am smart too. All right. Oh, it's so wonderful when you finally accept that you are as your Creator created you, so that all that trying to be something, that you're not right now, it just falls away, And so the setting of the goal, this is the section that talks about how it is that the unholy relationship, the special relationship, the sacrificial guilt-filled relationship begins the transition into a holy relationship. Okay? The holy relationship does not start out like a holy relationship. The holy relationship doesn't start out as a completely non-sacrificial, non-guilt-based, happy relationship. Exactly the opposite. The holy relationship starts off as our regular relationship full of sacrifice and compromise and guilt, and then we set the goal, and then the spirit that enters the relationship after the two of you have accepted a higher goal together, then the spirit enters and goes, all right, now I will guide your relationship from what you had, where you wanted to murder each other every other week, to a relationship where you fall in love with each other more and more every week.
Literally.
Okay? Literally. And we are living proof of this. Okay? Greg and I didn't start off with a holy relationship. We started off with a special relationship, and we have been allowing the Spirit to transform it for us, because we don't know how to have a holy relationship. If we knew how to have a whole and complete no guilt relationship, we would have already been in one, and we weren't. And if you know us, you know that's true.
Tricia, we have, by the way, once again, and hey James, so good to see you here.
Hi James.
James is a wonderful Course in Miracles facilitator himself.
Wonderful.
Tricia, we are in chapter 17, section 6 in both the annotated and the blue book.
Amazing.
And if either one of you people on either camera can post that in so people coming in can see where we're at.
Yes.
Chapter 17, section 6, that would be wonderful.
And it's called Setting the Goal.
Setting the goal.
Okay, great. And Tricia, I just want you to know, this is very important, that Tricia just said she's wearing her holy pants. So some people get a glass of wine, get ready for class. Some people grab a cup of coffee. Tricia went and got her holy pants.
Well,
I can only imagine what they look like, but I can tell that now you're ready to hear.
I have holes in my pants too, Tricia.
Exactly. Beautiful. All right, so we are going to talk about, remember here, what we're talking about here, this process that we are talking, that you're going to hear about in this section, this is the process, the formula that two people will undergo in order to begin the process where their unholy, unhappy relationship gets indwelt and gets entered into and transformed by a higher love into a holy relationship. So this is where it starts.
Yeah.
This is where it starts. And so if you have relationships in your life right now where you would really love to experience a radical, miraculous transformation from an unhappy relationship full of sacrifice and guilt to a relationship where you can fully, wholly, and completely be yourself, and they can too, and the love gets deeper and bigger, then this is the section for you.
Y'all, have you ever wondered how a relationship with anything in heaven would be? Like if you went outside yesterday or the day before, we had this big 400 plus 500 pound bear that our dog was chasing down the driveway. And could you imagine being in heaven and everything that you're in relationship with would be what? Beautiful, safe, wonderful, yes, happy. In heaven, that's how all our relationships, you know it, that's how right. It would be. And you ever heard that prayer? Let there be heaven on earth as it is in heaven, yes, so be it on earth. And that's the author of A Course in Miracles is trying to bring us the recipe, yes, how we don't have to wait to go to this some magical pie in the sky place
after you die.
Yeah, up in the stratosphere after you die, to a place that's so wonderful and charming and happy, and all of our relationships would be so good. The lion lays down with the lamb. It's the recipe book for how to not have to wait.
Exactly.
That's one of the titles this book could have been called. How not to have to wait. It
actually says in one of the sections, why wait for heaven?
Why not have it now?
Why wait for heaven? Heaven is within you. Heaven is here. And it has this great quote. This is in one of the workbook lessons. Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. You know, heaven is in you. Heaven is in you now. Yep. And the Course in Miracles says that the holy relationship is the way that spirit turns hell into heaven here and now. So that's pretty important. I mean, spirit uses the relationships we give to spirit to turn hell into heaven. That's how spirit turns hell into heaven? Wow. So that, to me, that means that the relationship to spirit is very, 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 very valuable and crucial to the awakening and healing of all of mankind.
Well, that's why we were created. We were created
right.
because Creator wanted to have relationship.
Yes, right.
Wanted to be in relationship with Creator's creation.
Exactly. Creator didn't want to be alone.
And so here we are, the offspring of Creator's creation. And Creator wants to have a relationship. That's the top shelf goal here.
That's right.
And for us to learn how to do that, we have to learn how to have a relationship with everything else that Creator has made.
Exactly, a happy one. And the way it starts, okay, the way that the transition from an unhappy relationship moving to a happy relationship, the way it starts is a setting of the goal, a setting of a goal. Just like in board meetings in your businesses, where you're like, all right, well, here's the mission statement.
Right.
What's the goal?
What are we going to bring to order?
Here's the mission statement. You know, when you're in a business and you you're going to create a business, the first thing you do is you come up with a mission statement. It's a goal, you know. And he's saying the same thing in here. The same thing for the transformation of a relationship is the setting of a goal. Okay, and this is going to tell us how to do it and why it works.
Beautiful.
So, love it. I love the practical stuff, you know. That's what I'm all about. Like, these ideas are so beautiful, but tell me how to use them, please. You know, tell me how to practically use them with what I'm going through.
In a language we can understand.
Yes, in a language I can understand, okay? It's got to be practical and useful. And, of course, in Miracle says that's what its purpose is. Practical application, practical use.
All right.
So, setting the goal. The practical application of Spirit's purpose is extremely simple, but the application of Spirit's purpose is unequivocal. It's very simple, but it ain't no compromise in it. It's unequivocal, okay? In fact, in order to be simple, Spirit's purpose must be unequivocal, no compromise. And that's because the simple is merely what is easily understood. And for Spirit's purpose to be easily understood, it's apparent that Spirit's purpose must be clear. Okay? And very good. So, Spirit's, just talking about Spirit's purpose. Okay? Talking about the practical application of Spirit's purpose.
And I like how the Course says here that it's extremely simple. You know, what we've done in life is we've tried to take and make things very complicated.
Yes, we love complicated.
We love to tie it up into knots and make it very complicated. And so that everybody's completely confused about how to find their way to happiness and joy and peace. Exactly. Thing is good.
Yes. Wi-Fi issues. Sorry for the thing. Got some Wi-Fi stuff going on. Okay. So the first paragraph is telling us something about Spirit's purpose and the application of it. So we're going to learn how to receive Spirit's purpose for our relationship, just so you know where it's going.
Which is extremely simple.
Yes.
And clear.
Yeah, the practice is the application of Spirit's purpose in our relationship. That's where we're going. And to apply Spirit's purpose to our relationship, supposedly very simple, but unequivocal, no compromise. Okay? Now it says, the setting of Spirit's goal is general. We would like, what's Spirit's goal for our relationship? That's general. And now Spirit will work with us to make Spirit's purpose specific. Because why? Because application is specific. So here we are, we're on a spiritual path. It's like, yeah, I want Spirit's purpose. You know, what's Spirit about? What's Spirit up to? But now it's like, okay, now we're going to make it very specific in your relationship. Okay. So, okay, yeah, I'm not all about Spirit. Well, okay, let's make it specific to your relationship. So you guys, we're having, as you can see, Wi-Fi issues. So we're going to sign off right now, and then we're going to come right back on after we reconnect with a different Wi-Fi router.
And if it still does it after that, then we would encourage you, if it gets too challenging for you to follow along with it cutting in and out, you can come back at a later time after the broadcast is over, and it won't have the cutting in and out. It'll just go straight through. But we're going to give us 2 minutes. We're going to go off, and then we're going to come right back.
2 minutes. We're coming right back when we get better Wi-Fi router. Okay, James? So we'll be right back. Okay,
Yes.
love you guys.